Not a bad line. Feel the same way.
That couldn't stop you? Oh, you ain't so bad.
One more round. It's like I'm back on Malay Island. They know they don't stand a chance. Are they trying to atone for something?
but he definitely does not want to do that. Should I insist that we separate if he doesn't?
No, I think you should think about, rather than counseling, I would have him have a medical checkup first.
Okay.
If you see somebody becoming violent and attack, how did the attack happen? What's that all about?
I don't know. He just gets into these moods where he gets so irritated over the least little thing. And there was someone, and he was out with them, and they said something, and he didn't like it, and he just physically put his hands on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, wouldn't that cause you to kind of wonder if there's something going on in his brain there that maybe counseling wouldn't help? I mean, I think counseling would be great, but I'd hate for him to go into counseling without seeing if this isn't something physiological, you know?
Well, I agree. However, he was very confrontational at the beginning of our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I insisted, no, you're not going to treat me or anyone else like that. And
good for you.
He sort of put it under control, but there have been some traumatic things that have happened. And I insisted, no, you're not going to treat me or anyone else like that. And
good for you.
He sort of put it under control, but there have been some traumatic things that have happened. And it seems like with every traumatic issue, he's gotten worse.
Well, let's ask, first to start with Mylan, see what he's thinking as he's hearing about your husband here.
Well, that was the next question I was going to ask. Just what you just said. What's happened in his life? Because often stressors take us to places where we do not have the capacity to be resilient as we have been in the past. And stressors take us to a new level of frustration, and we don't know what to do, and it exceeds our capacity to manage stress well. And so that's really important to keep in mind. One of the things that you may want to consider, Nikki, is when he's angry, to instead of confronting the anger, what I do frequently in my life, in my office, various places, if someone's angry, I'll say, something really hurts inside. Tell me about it. And that's a very different approach than...
At one point, I did tell him that. I said, who hurt you? And he really became angry. No one's hurt me.
Well, but also you mentioned traumatic events, and I would say, tell me about the traumatic event and how that may have hurt you or caused you to feel anxious or fearful, et cetera, et cetera. I would spend time, and I just really think that's important to note those, even if he pushes you away, to note that those are significant. We all fail under stress. So, Alice, what would you add to that?
Nikki, your safety is heavily on my mind. And I wonder how badly he attacked that other person, and then how severe was the threat he made against you?
Well, he attacked the other person, and I called the police. He lied, and no other further actions were taken, and he apologized. He was extremely sorry. He did go to counseling. As far as I am concerned, he has not put his hands on me. He's been verbally abusive, but usually when I call him out on it, he will stop. However, this last incident that took place, he actually poured water on me. So I'm like, okay, this is getting out of control.
And what did he threaten to do to you?
Nothing.
You didn't say he made a threat against you? A threatened to attack you?
He poured water
Oh,
on
no. He just raises his voice, curses, yells, screams, and then when I bring it to his attention how he's behaving, he tries to say it's my fault.
And have you yet let him know that you're so concerned about what's going on that you're wondering whether or not you're safe to stay with him?
Yes, I have.
How did he respond?
We did go to counseling. He did admit that he was wrong, and he really worked hard. I could actually see him working to control himself, and he has done very well up for one whole year. However, this past week he lost control.
And when did he last go to counseling with you?
Oh, it's been about 10 months ago.
Okay. So because that approach worked previously, I wonder if you would try it again, that when you let him know how seriously afraid you are and that it's getting to the point where you can't stand it, to ask him to return to counseling, pointing out that it worked well before, but your fear has risen again because of what's happened recently. I know he just refused recently to come to treatment, but if you put it in such strong terms, how do you think he'd respond?
I think he would go only because he doesn't want to have this situation be a one-sided situation. He would like to share his perspective.
If that's his only motivation, I would take him up on that.
You
but,
bet.
But to make
Just
the
get him there.
Yes, but to make the request not as a threat of I'm leaving you if you don't come, but I'm so afraid of what's happening. You did so well with counseling the last time. Please join me again so that your voice is heard and so that we can correct what's going on here.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't think that hoping it's going to go away or minimizing it, that in the past has not helped. And I think it seems like whenever you do finally say this is what's going to happen, that he does tend to get some help there. But look, I don't blame you for asking the question that you did. I think you're at that point. And sometimes it takes a man being threatened that he might lose everything before he'll do anything. And that just might be where he is right now.
Let me add one more thing, Nikki. Working to control yourself and hold that anger inside, that combustible mixture inside, just working to contain it requires a lot of effort. And so it lasted about a year. But that's not the way we want to deal with trying to control anger. Yes, we must work on controlling it so it doesn't go out into these levels of hurting myself or others. Grief is the understated, most powerful tool for dealing with anger. When a person can acknowledge the very things he gets angry at, that somebody did hurt him, somebody did neglect him, somebody abused him, somebody made him angry. There's always somebody in the past or a trauma I had no control over, that I couldn't do anything. It victimized me, it hurt me, it harmed me or others or somebody I love. Grief. So it's not just behavior modification, it's emotional feelings and emotional relief for pain that I feel inside.
Yeah, it resolves the anger.
It resolves the anger.
Yeah.
So we need to understand it's not just control, it's about grief also.
Now, what he's doing is really invalidating his own experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes, he is.
He's not
Good point.
willing to say to you, whoa, yes, I was so hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was so abused or neglected or whatever, and validate his very own experience, his history, his feelings. And if he could do that, see, then the next step. But sometimes a man needs to be told, hey, listen, I understand. I understand that you want to, you want to just kind of move on. But look, you've went through some tough stuff, and just saying, no, you're not going to talk about it, or no, it's not going to help. Life makes sense. I want to help you. We got to get some help for you.
Steve, that's one of the best lines I've heard you use in a long time.
What's that?
It bears, and it's worth repeating. Life makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it does.
Well, that's important because there's a reason why somebody's angry. It just didn't arise out of a vacuum.
You got to dig
didn't
sometimes.
wake up
Gotta dig
one day.
sometimes.
But it's
Yeah.
there. But we also have to wonder about substance use when behavior changes radically. And Steve, like you said, a medical issue too, because it can result in rage and violence.
Well, also just an organic change in function of the brain, chemistry, wiring, all that stuff. Everything needs to be considered. Everything is on the table to help this guy. All right. So I'm going to send you a copy of Mylan and Kay's book, How We Love. And then I'm going to suggest that perhaps the best thing possible is for you and your husband to make a reservation to come to the Intimacy in Marriage Intensive. We just had one in California. We're going to do another one in D.C. in June. And before the program, we were just talking about the miraculous changes that took place there of people that didn't want to be there. That's what I love. People that were
It was
skeptical.
amazing.
Yeah.
Alice, what'd
People
you
that
see?
didn't even want to be married, and that at the
Right.
end of the weekend said, okay, we're equipped. We can give another shot at this marriage.
Yeah, and people who said, I don't want to be here, were saying, everybody needs to come here. It
Yes,
was
yes.
just amazing.
Yes.
And that shouldn't be taken lightly. That doesn't happen very often at things like what we do here. And so I'm saying, here's an answer for them. It's an answer for you. And you don't have to be desperate. I mean, a lot of people just come because they want a little bit better relationship. And if that's you, we can help you. But you have to call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We would love to help you. All right, let's go to our next caller. And let's talk with, how about we talk with Jeff from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, listening online. Jeff, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing okay. What's going on in your life?
Good. Well, I've been married 6 years. All the intimacy stopped the day we got married.
Were you sexually active before you got married?
We were.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You know, I was 45. She was 38. Known each other a long time, but the day we got married, it basically just stopped. And on our honeymoon, I said, you know, is there an issue? And it kind of just got the deer in the headlights look. So, you know, pretty much as soon as we got back, there was, you know, frustrations about that. And we went to a counselor, and, you know, I would hear, you know, just different excuses. You know, I lost my life that I had before. I can't hang out with my friends. I, you know, don't feel like I've got that same freedom that I had, and those kind of things. And we tried to work through that. You know, she had a tough childhood, and hearing those stories, I became a pleaser, and I tried to fix all the problems, became codependent, read 70 relationship books in the last 6 years, tried to pin it down. You know, some people said, you know, this thing called intimacy anorexia. Other people said, well, that's not really a valid situation. So, you know, just continued to try and pray and that type of thing. But on the other side, really just got not a lot of effort, which then built anger and resentment and frustration in me because I didn't feel loved like I used to feel loved. So therefore, you know, my self-esteem started taking a dive. My self-confidence started taking a dive. My work production started taking a dive till I got to a point where I got into porn. And, you know, porn never tells you no. So that was kind of like, okay, this is where I'll be until I can continue to work on it. Because in my business, if you hear no a million times, that's just part of the sales process. So, you know, in my mind, I said, okay,
right,
I'll eventually hear yes.
We're going to go to a break.
Okay.
I want you, rather than to think about at the break why it stopped after marriage, let's talk about why it worked before you got married. We'll be back right after this for New Life. Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You're a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be
be his.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
To hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back, and we're talking with Jeff, and he's had something happen that often happens. Sexually active before marriage, and then you get married. Whoa, no more. It dies. So I was asking you to consider, just for a few minutes here, not why it wasn't working after you got married. I was asking you to consider why it worked before you got married. Any thoughts on that, Jeff?
I think that it worked. You know, we had known each other for 12 years, and you know, I can say I was addicted to making my business grow and being the most I could be, my health and everything else. And I really didn't. I kind of looked at the relationship as like would hold me back. But then when we finally went to dinner, it was like when I walked into that restaurant, the Lord, the Holy Spirit, the Lord just poured so much love. Like I never felt love like that before. And you know, she had 4 kids. And it was like that was a blessing as well. And you know, there was total attraction. We were very much alike each other. There was the fact of we both had strong faith. You know, we had a lot of challenges in our lives beforehand, so faith was like big in both of our lives.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
She had 4 children, and she was single, right?
Yeah.
So how was she doing financially?
She was struggling.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump out here and tell you sometimes, it sounds like you were successful financially.
Yes.
So sometimes it's not a conscious thing, but sex works because it serves a purpose, especially if you're Christians, because then once you have sex, you're thinking, well, the only way that this isn't so bad is we get married. And so
yes.
Sex is useful in sealing the deal, especially if I need something. And then once I'm married, if that's what sex was all about, I got it. I don't need. And so now sex doesn't have the purpose it used to have. Does that make any sense to you?
Totally what it felt like, yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't get better, you see, until somebody gently leads her to a place, maybe, this is it, leads her to a place where she could see that she went against her values because it served a purpose. Once the purpose was fulfilled, it didn't have a purpose. So now we have to start over sexually. You don't shut it down, you start over and you say, wait a second, I have to really fall in love with this guy. I have to love him so much that I'm willing to do some things that are uncomfortable.
You got a good heart, but
I'm willing
you're about as sharp as a marble.
to not let this feeling dominate the stagnation. All right, let's hear from Mylan and Alice here and see what they're thinking as we're talking about this.
I'm a little confused, honestly. So I have some questions to try to clarify, Jeff. I so appreciate that you're willing to admit your pornography use and your work addiction, and that humility is fantastic. I'm curious, do you think your wife loves you and wants a better relationship with you?
I mean, I felt that way. You know, we separated in October, and I felt that way. There was communication up until Christmas, and then there was triggers at Christmas that I think, because that's the time of year that there was 2 sexual encounters, and then she had an emotional affair last year around Christmas, and I think all those triggers happened, and then she just shut down.
So Jeff, are you and your wife together right now?
No, we're not.
You're separated. Okay.
And does she know about the pornography?
Yes. I mean, she basically found it on my computer, and I came clean and went to the church and got into the 12-step program, Spiritual Journey, and it's my lead counselor there suggested I give you guys a call.
And Jeff, are you sober now?
Totally. Yeah.
How long have you been sober?
8/27/2018.
Okay, well done. Given that you and your wife are separated, what's your question for us now?
I'm trying to figure out, like, when I told her of, like, the progress that I've made, not only in, losing 25 pounds and getting us out of the financial burdens that we had, and then just the work that I've done in that interim period, she feels that I'm shaming her, when I thought it would be like, he really is committed to me and he wants to make this better. She feels I'm shaming her, and I don't know if that's because she didn't get counseling or help. And I haven't even talked to her since New Year's, and then we're supposed to meet with a counselor tomorrow night, and I'm just kind of up in the air, like...
Okay, so Jeff, I have a suggestion for you, because I think I have a sense of why she thinks you're shaming her. Even though you've made these good, humble admissions, my sense has also been that you think she's the problem, and that something's wrong with her if...
Hey, Virgil. Your portal opening days are over. Give me the Amato.
If you want it, then you'll have to take it. But you already knew that.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
How many times have we fought?
Hard to say. It's the only memory I have of us since we were kids. Time to finish this, Virgil. Once and for all.
I won't lose to the likes of you.
show. It's just about time to say.
That's right. Come on. Cut you down. Try and keep up. Too slow.
Nero is my son. Yeah, dumbass. You can't remember through that thick skull of yours?
Well, well. That was a long time ago.
I guess you were young once too. As much as I'd love to hear that story, I think it's about time we
Ended this. Kyrie. When I was a kid, I was alone. You and Kratos were all I knew. And now all of a sudden I find out I have a family. What am I supposed to do with that?
You always know which path is right and which is wrong. There's no need to doubt yourself.
Thanks. I guess that's all I needed to hear. I have one last thing to take care of. And then I'm coming home. I couldn't protect Credo. To this day, I hate myself for not having enough strength. But this time is different. I swear! I'm not letting you die! This is curious.
Nero.
What form of power is this?
What the hell? This ends right here. Listen to me. I told you already. This is not your...
You listen, deadweight. I won't let you kill each other. There are other ways of settling your differences. I'm putting a stop to this sibling rivalry.
You came all this way just for that.
Virgil. V. Whatever you call yourself. Dante's not gonna die here. And neither are you. Do you have a problem with that?
Not gonna die my ass. Oh, that bitch slap nearly killed me.
If I beat Nero, then by default, I beat you. Agreed, Dante?
Whatever. I don't really care. I'm just gonna sit this one out.
When this is over, I'll make you submit. Father.
This has nothing to do with you.
Fuck you! Take me seriously now? cut off your own son's arm for more power, and you still lost.
Enough, damn it! The underworld is taking over. We need to do something before it's too late.
He's right. We need to close that portal. Hey, you lost, so you better do what he says.
I can still fight. But if those roots continue to spread through town, it'll just interfere with our business.
Now, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard you say. Better hurry up. We still got a score to settle.
Evidently.
Wait! Where are you going?
We need to sever the Clifod roots from the underworld itself. Then we'll seal the portal with the Yamato.
Hang on. If you do that, you can't come back.
Why do you think I'm going? Somebody's got to keep an eye on your old man.
You can't just expect me to stay here while you both go.
It's because you're here we can go. We're trusting you with things on this side. Capiche?
Make haste, Dante.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, wait!
Take care, Nero. Adios.
I won't lose next time. Hold on to that until then.
Idiots.
Hooey! I'm still in freaking shock.
About what?
Duh. Your arm? Who the hell grows an arm back? It's just weird. It's like a lizard tail or something.
Look, I don't know, it just grew. I mean, are you kidding me? Lots of weird stuff happened. There were demons and scary plant roots and arms growing back. Lots of stuff.
Do you know how much love and care I put in that devil breaker?
Nope. This arm, it's nice.
So, how's it feel?
How's what feel?
Saving the man who killed your own father. Heard Dante killed Virgil once.
It doesn't matter. They're both gone now anyway.
It's okay to cry. If you want, Nero, over a loss.
Not cry.
It doesn't make you a crybaby. Does make you a little bitch, though.
There it is. You think I'm a demon?
I didn't cry when my asshole daddy died. But... yeah, I know. I wouldn't be here without him, that's a biological fact.
Right.
All I'm saying is, tough guy, it's okay to cry if you want.
I'm
Devils
not
cry.
crying.
Devils cry.
I'm not gonna
Kittens
cry.
cry.
Will you
Meow.
shut up? Will you
Puppies
stop
cry.
it? Look at you. You're
Why
nobody's
don't you cry on
crying,
my
all right?
shoulder?
Stop
Come
saying
on, cry on
cry.
my shoulder. I know you wanna.
You say cry again. Devil may cry. Fuck.
You said it.
Hey, kitty. Yeah, I'm coming home. Oh yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but I got a surprise for you.
Oh yeah, he's got a huge surprise.
You shut up!
No, Kirie, not you. Nico, you know, and her big mouth.
What the hell's your problem? Where'd you learn to drive?
Hey, sorry, I gotta call you later. It's time to get back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Got an arm. I'm good.
It's a prototype, and this is the perfect place to test it out. Look, you're gonna use it, and it's
a work of art. Gotcha.
And it ain't complete without you.
Well, how sweet. Feels good.
You'll get fixed as soon as we get back.
So, Devil's Cry, huh? Let's hear what that sounds like! Come on! This makes it easier for me.
Out of the way! Come on, baby!
Guess that's the end then.
So all we gotta do is cut this thing down.
That's right. I'm more than capable of handling this on my own.
You're gonna need some help. And someone to keep an eye on you.
Useless pests. They must be ready to die.
Fine by me. Let's give them what they need. You beat me this time, but the battle's just begun.
Those voices deep within bring you down to your knees again. Redemption calls unto all of those who persist with the strength of the few. Don't come to question all that you've known. Remember, you are not alone. I will be here, standing beside you. There is no mountain too tall to overcome. We will be as one. You will rise again. This is your legacy. Don't come to question all that you've known. Remember, you are not alone. I will be here, standing beside you. There is no mountain too tall to overcome. We will be as one. You will rise again.
Wow, no sign of him. Nothing.
Yeah.
Then can I have this office? Because I've been thinking it's almost time for me to settle down somewhere.
No, I don't think so. I rather quite like it.
Oh, I hate to spoil your dreams, ladies, but that shit ain't gonna happen.
What do you mean, Morrison?
See, there's this deed to this place, and I have it.
Why do you?
Clever little devil came to see me right before his last job. Said something like, "My dearest friend, I know you'll keep this safe because them crazy bitches..." Did I say crazy bitches? I'm sorry, I meant ladies. Anyway, the rest of the story is not important. You get the gist.
I wonder if he even plans on coming back.
Got me.
What is important is I have a job for you two. Cause the rent ain't free.
Score for Dante. I'm up one.
When did you learn to count? We're even.
You know, I'm starting to think this is never gonna end.
Maybe. We got plenty of time.
Yeah!